Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to our channel, Digital Future AI School. Kindly subscribe to our channel, like, and share with friends. Today, we have something extraordinarily practical in front of us. This is the deep dive into episode 27 of the book, AI Agent Makers, written by Mr. Zahir Ahmad Mir. And we are not here to talk about, theories or general chatbot performance. We have been handed what feels like the ultimate cheat sheet for AI deployment.
That's a perfect way to put it. We are absolutely dissecting Appendix Q, which is the agent blueprint directory. And for anyone out there who's ever struggled to move their AI ideas from just, simple prompts to reliable production-grade tools, well, this directory is the answer.
It really is. It's this comprehensive catalog of over 40 fully structured system prompts. And they're designed to be ready for immediate deployment across some really critical sectors. We're talking legal, education, business, health.
And that phrase you'll see, zero editing needed, that's the key. That's the part that I find so exciting. It means the author has done the really hard work of defining the structure, the constraints, the workflow, everything necessary for the AI to consistently produce a professional result.
Right. Not just a creative, and let's be honest, sometimes hallucinated response. So our mission today is pretty clear. We're going to unpack these blueprints, this directory, and really understand the anatomy of a truly reliable AI agent.
And what's fascinating, I think, is the underlying standardization. These agents, it doesn't matter if they're drafting a legal brief or, say, designing a school curriculum, they all follow what the source calls an international standard format.
International standard format. Okay.
Yeah, and that standardization, that is the essential ingredient for moving AI from, the experimental phase into the enterprise phase. It's what guarantees professional, predictable, and crucially repeatable outputs every single time. That's what firms and institutions are actually demanding.
Okay, let's unpack that standard format immediately. I think understanding the structure is maybe even more important than just listing all the agents.
Yeah.
If we understand the anatomy, then we understand the future of automated work.
I completely agree. Let's dig in.
So the source material meticulously details 10 required components for every single one of these blueprints.
Right.
This is the scaffolding, right? It's what turns a big, general, large language model into a dependable, focused tool. The first two components, they establish its identity and its scope. Agent name and purpose mission. Why is narrowing that mission so important?
Well, it's all about managing expectations and dictating behavior. Think about it. If you just ask for an agent named lawyer, it might try to advise on corporate law and criminal law and environmental law all at once.
And it would do all of them poorly.
Exactly. You'd get these very generic, unreliable answers. But by defining the agent narrowly, for example, as the legal research and judgment analysis agent, you focus its entire processing power on one thing.
On synthesizing case law.
Right. On extracting the ratio decidendi, comparing precedents, that narrow focus is, in the AI context, the very definition of deep expertise.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And that specialized focus must then align with the next component, the target users. I mean, if the agent knows it's talking to a senior partner versus a paralegal or, say, a first-year law student, it can tailor its output.
It's absolutely crucial. Specifying the user group lawyers, judges, legal researchers, it dictates the technical lexicon that's required, the tone of the output, and maybe most importantly, the level of justification it needs to provide.
What do you mean by that, the justification?
Well, a judge needs objective, citation-ready analysis of legal principles. A paralegal, on the other hand, might need an efficient, tabulatable evidence chart. If the agent fails to adopt the right professional voice for the right user, the output is basically useless in a high-stakes environment.
Got it. Okay, now we get to the actual work being done. The core functions. This is the list of authorized actions. So if we look at one of the examples, like the cross-examination builder agent, what kinds of functions are explicitly authorized there?
Okay, so that agent is all about strategic thinking. Its authorized functions would include things like identifying contradictions within input documents.
Like witness statements?
Precisely. Or drafting leading questions that are designed to elicit very specific admissions, and even structuring an entire impeachment strategy based on, variances in testimony. This isn't just summarizing documents. This is complex strategic planning, and it's authorized right there in the system prompt. It dictates how the agent will process the information.
Moving on, we hit the essential data control elements. Inputs required and outputs produced. And this is where it feels like we shift from, casual prompting to structured professional work, because the output has to be highly structured.
This is such a critical distinction. In a professional application, a big wall of raw text is a liability. Structured output means the results are instantly auditable, they're integrable into existing systems.
So for a legal agent, the output has to be predefined fields, like what?
Exactly. A structured legal brief, a ratio table with specific column headers, or a case comparison chart. And for a business agent, it has to be something like a KPI dashboard template or a 30-day content calendar, maybe even in JSON or XML format, not just a bunch of paragraphs. The structure is what ensures accountability and automation.
Now here's where the architecture gets really technically rich. Tools allowed. This shows us these agents aren't just confined to the general knowledge inside the LLM. They're externalized, they're functional. They bridge that gap between internal knowledge and the real world. The source lists a few: file search, web, Python.
And tools are the definitive differentiator. They're what separates a functional agent from just a basic chatbot. The web tool, for instance, grants real-time access to the external world. That's non-negotiable for tasks like getting case law updates or doing dynamic market research.
And Python is mentioned specifically for tasks like OCR.
Right. The Python tool acts as this multimodal bridge. It lets the agent execute code for specific complex operations like optical character recognition to process scanned evidence or running data analysis for a business report.
And what about Canmore? That's not a standard tool that I think a lot of developers would know. What context does the source give for including that?
So the source lists Canmore as a specific integration bridge capability. Now, the technical specifics of that particular tool might be proprietary to the author's ecosystem, or maybe a specialized low-code platform. But its inclusion signals the need for robust external integration. It emphasizes that a production-grade agent has to be able to interface seamlessly with existing enterprise software, CRMs, ERPs, proprietary databases to get data in and out effectively.
Ah, so it's the connector. It's what makes the blueprint actually deployable into a company's existing IT stack.
You've got it. That's the idea.
That clarifies the scope. Now, let's talk about a component that is absolutely essential for trust: safety rules. While the source doesn't give specific examples, the fact that this field is even included in the standard format is a huge signal.
Safety rules are the guardrails against operational risk. I mean, in high-stakes fields like law and health, the agent has to be strictly constrained. It has to be prevented from hallucination, from bias, from exceeding its defined expertise.
So a safety rule might be something like explicitly forbid the agent from offering a medical diagnosis.
That's a perfect example. Or forbidding it from taking a legal position without citing explicit precedent. It's a mechanism for ensuring ethical and regulatory compliance, and it's built right into the prompt's architecture.
Okay, moving to the core execution logic, the workflow, step by step. You mentioned before we started that this forces the AI to show its work. Why is that sequential, auditable structure so crucial for reliability?
Because it prevents the agent from making these creative leaps or, relying on some kind of black box intuition. For that Lexintel researcher we mentioned, the workflow is rigorously sequential. OCR the document, then break it into sections, then identify the issues, then extract the ratio, and only then produce the brief.
So if one step fails, the whole thing stops.
It has to. If the OCR step fails, the workflow halts. It doesn't just produce a brief based on corrupted input. This sequential logic allows a human supervisor to troubleshoot exactly where an error occurred, ensuring the output is traceable and reliable. And that is absolutely non-negotiable in professional practice.
So it manages complexity by forcing the agent to execute a series of simple, verifiable steps instead of one massive kind of opaque generation task.
Precisely. It turns a creative task into an engineering process.
And finally, we have the practical element. Sample commands. This is really the instruction manual, right? It illustrates immediate deployment.
Yeah, this just provides the user with the most efficient prompt to trigger the whole complex workflow. It cuts down the onboarding time to almost zero. A sample command like, analyze this judgment and generate a high court-style legal brief is the shortcut that immediately leverages all 10 components we just discussed. The narrow purpose, the tool access, the sequential workflow, all with a single instruction.
So we have a standardized 10-point template. It ensures every agent is narrowly focused, it's audience-aware, it's tool-enabled, and it executes a structured, repeatable, and auditable process. Now that we have the architecture, let's see these blueprints in action. Let's start with the highest stakes, the courtroom.
Let's do it.
So this section of the directory reveals 10 agents designed exclusively for legal professionals, lawyers, judges, legal researchers. This category really shows AI tackling incredibly complex information processing that requires synthesis, not just summary.
The legal domain is perfect for agents. It's so heavily reliant on structured data case law, statutes, evidence, and it requires this rigorous adherence to precedent and format. These agents are moving way beyond basic e-discovery. They're getting into the strategic preparation phase of litigation.
So let's start with this central research agent, the Lexintel Researcher, Q.1.1. Its purpose is to analyze judgments, extract legal principles, and identify contradictions. How does this move beyond what an average legal database like a Westlaw or a LexisNexis already does?
That's a great question. A standard legal database gives you documents based on keywords. The Lexintel Researcher provides synthesis. The complexity lies in its ability to handle multiple input formats, including scanned documents that need OCR via the Python tool, and its mandate to extract the ratio decidendi.
The core legal reason for the decision.
Yes, which is often buried within pages and pages of judicial narrative. The agent has to isolate that principle, then compare it against other judgments you've given it, and flag inconsistencies. That is a massively time-consuming synthesis task for a human researcher.
And the output reflects that rigor. We're not talking about a simple summary here. The required outputs are a structured legal brief, a ratio table, and a case comparison chart.
And think about the professional implication of that. A structured brief means a senior lawyer can instantly audit the agent's work. They can see the legal issue identified, the precedents applied, the conclusion reached, all organized into standard headings. The output is actionable. It eliminates that step where the paralegal has to reformat all the research into a presentation-ready state. This saves hours of billable time.
And it dramatically reduces the risk of human error during that complex synthesis.
Absolutely.
Okay, so shifting from deep research to actual courtroom strategy, we see the cross-examination builder agent, QTAP 1.4. This agent helps with what feels like the most human, strategic part of a trial.
It is truly a strategic support tool. Its functions include analyzing witness statements and evidence documents to flag internal contradictions or deviations from previously established facts, and crucially, the blueprint mandates that it should draft leading questions.
Questions designed to expose those weaknesses.
Exactly. It's like an automated devil's advocate. It maps out the opposing counsel's vulnerabilities and provides the lawyer with a structured strategy to dismantle the testimony. It helps the legal professional pre-visualize and prepare for that courtroom battle.
And speaking of challenges, the appeal grounds agent, Q9 1.8, is designed to identify the critical errors that you need to overturn a lower court decision.
And the precision here is so key. The agent's functions focus on identifying these high-level legal defects, explicit errors of law, demonstrable misreading or non-reading of key evidence in the record, and defects in jurisdiction.
These are the highly technical points that require an intimate knowledge of procedural and substantive law.
And by using the standardized workflow to systematically review the judgment and the record, the AI provides senior counsel with a rapid first pass of potential technical vulnerabilities. That can save thousands of dollars in research time right there.
But not all legal work is that highly strategic. A lot of it is foundational and organizational. The directory covers these essential operational agents too, right?
Oh, absolutely. The Case Law Finder agent, Q.1.2, for instance, is the operational foundation. Because it uses the web tool, it's accessing real-time legal data, and its output isn't just a list of citations.
Right, it gives a summary and a relevance ranking.
And that relevance ranking is the crucial component. That ranking is the AI's first layer of intelligence. It helps the researcher prioritize the most impactful cases immediately.
And the evidence table agent, Q.1.9, that sounds like pure organizational efficiency.
It addresses the massive sprawl of evidence you get in a complex case file. The agent converts a mass of documents and witness statements into a highly organized evidence chart. It maps documents to specific claims, assesses relevance, and lists contradictions in an easy-to-read table. This eliminates that tedious, error-prone task of manual compilation.
We also see a full suite of drafting and advisory agents included. The High Court Petition Drafting Agent, Q.1.3, handles the highly stylized and complex structure required for a formal legal filing.
Legal documents have a very specific required anatomy, so this agent is constrained to produce the mandatory sections. The memo of parties, the statement of facts, the grounds for the petition, the final prayer. It ensures compliance with the necessary format, reducing the risk that a petition is just rejected on technical grounds.
And similarly, the contract drafting agent, Q to 1.6, seems to focus on high-risk clauses.
Right, it's not drafting a simple agreement, it's specializing in these complex, high liability areas like liability clauses, indemnification provisions, and termination agreements. These are the clauses that truly protect or expose a client. They require a precision that the agent is engineered to deliver consistently.
And the legal opinion agent, Q dot 1.7, seems designed more for client advisory work.
It formalizes the risk assessment process. So you give it a scenario or a document, and the agent identifies all the legal issues, provides a formalized risk assessment, high, medium, low likelihood of litigation, for example, and recommends specific courses of action. It shifts the AI from just a research engine to an advisory tool.
They're finally the courtroom oral submission agent, Q dot 1. Dead hell. This is a brilliant example of extreme practical application. It creates structured notes for a 5 to 10 minute oral argument.
It's the distillation of all that complex legal prep into the most efficient, actionable format. The output is segmented into the opening, the core legal proposition, the leading precedents that support the argument, and the final prayer to the court. For a busy litigator, having that highly disciplined, focused set of notes, it's a massive advantage in the dynamic environment of the courtroom.
So these 10 blueprints really show that AI in law is now segmented into these micro-specialist roles. Each one provides structured, auditable output, allowing legal professionals to focus on the human aspects of advocacy and judgment.
That's the key takeaway.
Okay, now let's pivot completely. Let's go to the education sector, looking at 10 agents designed for the digital school. If the legal agents prioritize precision and argument, it feels like the education agents prioritize structured pedagogy and personalization.
They do. Education requires immense variability based on the student's needs, but it also demands standardization in assessment and curriculum delivery. So these agents provide high efficiency for teachers while, at the same time, maximizing adaptive learning support for students.
Let's look at the student experience first, starting with the flagship, the AI tutor agent, Q dot 2.1. How is this agent structurally superior to a student just, asking a general LLM for help?
Because it's built around the full instructional cycle. Its core functions are comprehensive. It has to explain concepts, generate relevant examples, create targeted exercises, provide clear summaries, and then deliver a quiz for immediate assessment.
So a casual LLM response might just give an explanation and stop there.
Exactly. This agent's workflow is mandated to deliver the entire learning process. It guarantees that the student moves from understanding to application to assessment, all in one structured interaction. It's personalized, continuous support.
That structural rigor seems necessary for the next agent, the AI exam preparation agent, Q dot 2.3. Studying isn't just about reading, it's about disciplined organization.
This is basically a project management agent for learning. It recognizes that organization is half the battle. Its functions include creating optimized study schedules, detailed daily and weekly plans, establishing revision cycles like spaced repetition, and building a dedicated question bank from the course material. It relieves the student of the cognitive load of organizing their time.
And the quality of feedback is so crucial, which brings us to the AI homework checker, Q dot 2.4.
The blueprint insists that the output for this agent must go far beyond just a score, a pass-fail. It needs to provide detailed corrections, comprehensive explanations of why an answer was wrong, and specific, actionable improvement tips. This transforms checking from just administrative grading into a critical, personalized learning feedback loop.
Which is something teachers struggle to provide consistently for every single student, every single day.
It's nearly impossible at scale.
Now, moving to the teacher workflow, the AI lesson plan designer, Q dot 2.2, looks like a huge time saver. Any teacher will tell you designing a quality lesson plan is a beast.
And quality requires a specific structure. This agent's output is mandated to include clear, measurable objectives, detailed step-by-step teaching procedures, descriptions of required activities, and formal assessment criteria. This ensures standardized, high-quality instructional design across every subject.
And the directory includes specific tools to reduce that day-to-day administrative load on teachers.
Exactly. The teacher's AI assistant agent, Q dot 2.7, automates repetitive material generation, things like worksheets, assessments, lecture slides. And the classroom activity creator agent, Q.2.7 focuses solely on generating engaging group and individual activities that align with the lesson objectives. These agents really take over the content engine.
Freeing the teacher to focus their energy on student interaction and classroom management.
That's the goal.
Stepping into the administrative view, we see tools for long-range strategy like the AI Curriculum Builder, Q.2.5.
Yeah, this moves from the daily lesson to the strategic 6-month or yearly plan. It ensures the entire course of study is logically sequenced, building knowledge step by step. And it makes sure all required educational standards are integrated seamlessly. It's the quality control and strategic planning function for the school.
And one of the most stressful parts of school administration is consistent, timely parent communication. That's addressed by the Digital School Parent Communication Agent, Q.2.6.
This agent automates that essential, often sensitive communication. It generates parent notes, detailed performance reviews based on structured data, and general school updates. By ensuring consistent professional output, it manages the administrative burden while maintaining high standards for communication.
The section is rounded out by these highly specialized content creation tools like the Science Experiment Explainer and the Flashcard Generator Agent.
Right. One provides step-by-step guidance for complex setups, and the other converts entire textbook chapters into structured flashcards for efficient memorization. The whole section really demonstrates that AI in education isn't about isolated tools. It's about a fully integrated suite of structured agents that standardize quality, maximize efficiency, and personalize learning at scale.
Okay, pivoting again, this time to the commercial world. These next 10 agents cover the entire life cycle of a business, from ideation all the way through to scaling and financial analytics. This really demonstrates agents handling market competition, persuasive communication, and the rigorous documentation you need in high-growth environments.
Business demands rapid iteration and highly detailed documentation, so these blueprints are designed to provide foundational strategy documents and ongoing operational tools almost instantly. It enables entrepreneurs and managers to execute quickly without being buried under all that initial research and drafting.
So let's start at the very beginning with the Startup Strategy Agent, Q.3.1. This seems like the indispensable first tool for any new venture.
It really is. It compresses what could be weeks of strategic planning into one actionable output. Its core functions are the 3 building blocks: market research, defining a robust business model, and articulating a viable revenue strategy. For a founder, this allows for rapid ideation and testing of concepts.
And that leads directly to the Business Plan Agent, Q.3.8. The requirement here is for rigor. It's supposed to generate a substantial, detailed output. I think it specifically mentions a 20-page business plan.
Right. And generating a 20-page document means the agent has to handle deep financial projections, operational detail, competitive analysis, and management team structure. It requires the agent to be proficient in integrating all that data and structuring it into a lengthy, formalized narrative that meets the standards of investors or banks.
So once the strategy is set, the focus shifts to the sales and marketing engine. We have 3 dedicated communication agents here.
And this is where AI excels generating content aligned with psychological sales frameworks. The marketing funnel agent, Q.3.3, is a fantastic example. It's trained to build AIDA, attention, interest, desire, action funnels. It crafts compelling ad copy and designs landing page content that shepherds a prospect through that whole journey.
So it's not just writing text, it's engineering persuasion based on a predefined framework.
Absolutely, and that strategic content has to be deployed efficiently. That's the job of the social media manager agent, Q.3.4, which generates a 30-day content calendar. You couple that with the sales email agent, Q.3.7, which writes persuasive, segmented email sequences, and you have a rapid, automated content and outreach department operating at scale.
These communication agents have to be fed by strategic analysis, which brings us to operational excellence. The competitor analysis agent, Q.3.5, provides structured market intelligence.
Its output has to include comparison tables and concrete insights into market positioning, pricing strategy, feature gaps. It uses the web tool to gather real-time data and then structures it instantly into actionable intelligence.
And the front line of customer relations is covered by the customer support automation agent, Q.3.6.
This one is about ensuring structured, consistent customer service. The blueprint mandates that the agent drafts comprehensive support scripts and automates responses based on defined issue trees. This standardization minimizes human variation and maximizes response time.
Then on the internal governance side, we see the need for rigor with the HR document builder agent, QS 3.9. These are often legally sensitive documents.
They're crucial for mitigating liability. The agent is responsible for generating standardized operating procedures, SOPs, company policies, onboarding documentation. The value here is that the agent ensures these documents are consistently applied across the entire organization, reducing compliance risk.
And finally, continuous improvement relies on data, which is managed by the KPI and Analytics Agent, Q-Type 3.1.
This agent's output is purely structured data visualization and metrics. Its functions are building KPI dashboards, generating detailed monthly reports, and creating charts. The key is turning that raw business data into immediately digestible objective indicators for decision makers. When you combine them, these 10 business blueprints create the automated operational foundation for a scalable, data-driven organization.
Okay, we're now moving into the highly specialized domains. We'll start with personal application, particularly in the safety-constrained realm of health, before we dive into the deep engineering required to run this whole AI agent ecosystem.
Right, these 5 health agents are aimed squarely at personal health understanding and non-diagnostic support. The architecture emphasizes accessibility, clarity, and critically explicit safety constraints.
The Medical Report Explainer Agent, Q.4.1, addresses a fundamental accessibility issue: medical jargon.
Exactly. Its whole purpose is to demystify complex medical terminology. It converts technical reports into simple, understandable language. And the blueprint specifically mentions the capability for conversion into both Urdu and English, which highlights that crucial need for language accessibility in healthcare.
And the same function applies to lab work with the Blood Test Explainer Agent, Q.4.3.
It takes the numerical results of a lab test, explains the significance of high or low values, and then takes the essential next step: generating questions for the user to ask their doctor. It transforms the passive receipt of results into proactive engagement.
That focus on preparation is continued by the Medical Appointment Preparation Agent, Q.4.4.
We all know how short those appointments can be. This agent maximizes the value of that time by preparing a comprehensive, structured list of questions based on the patient's symptoms or concerns.
Yeah, for proactive, ongoing wellness, we have the Health Routine Planner Agent, Q.4.5.
This agent specializes in building structured daily health and wellness routines, diet, exercise, sleep schedules. But when we look at the related agent, the Physiotherapy Daily Guide Agent, Q.4.2, we have to talk about the critical role of safety rules again.
The Physio Guide is explicitly flagged as providing non-medical guidance.
This is absolutely paramount. The inclusion of the safety rules field in that international standard format acts as a regulatory boundary. In the health context, the safety rule explicitly prevents the agent from engaging in diagnosis, prescribing treatment, or guaranteeing outcomes. It ensures it remains an informational and organizational aid, not a replacement for a licensed medical professional.
Okay, so now we move to the deep infrastructure. We're looking at the technical blueprints required to support all the specialized agents we just discussed. This really confirms that production-grade AI deployment is, at its heart, an engineering task focused on data ingestion and system management.
These final agents show us the reality. AI systems have to handle data in every form: text, image, audio, and they have to manage a verifiable knowledge base to prevent the systemic unreliability of hallucination.
Let's start with multimodal agents, those that process non-text inputs. The OCR document agent, Q.5.1, seems to be the foundational bridge from the physical world.
Its purpose is absolutely crucial. Extract text from scanned images and PDFs and then clean the resulting data. The reliance on the Python tool for this is clear, and OCR accuracy is everything because any error in that first step contaminates all the legal research, business analysis, or medical reports that follow.
And the Audio Notes agent, Q.5.3, is another essential conversion tool. It explicitly lists the use of Python.
Right, and Whisper is a robust transcription model. The workflow dictates that the agent must transcribe the raw audio, then summarize the transcription, and then create bullet points. It transforms unstructured audio into structured knowledge. We also see the image analysis agent, Q.5.2, designed to detect objects, read signs, identify errors, vital for quality control in manufacturing.
The depth of the infrastructure really lies in the RAG agent's retrieval augmented generation. This is how the system keeps its answers factual. The RPeer research agent, Q.6.1, is the consumer of this knowledge.
Arpegia is absolutely essential for enterprise reliability. This agent's mission is to provide answers based only on specific, verified internal documents, rather than relying on the LM's general, often outdated training data. It relies heavily on Python and file search to query a local knowledge base.
But the RAG research agent can't function without the knowledge base construction agent. Q.6.2. This is the technical backbone that builds the system.
This agent handles the highly technical pre-processing needed to make ARG work. Its functions are very precise. First, chunking the large source documents into small, semantically meaningful pieces.
So they fit in the context window.
Exactly. Second, generating embeddings, converting that text into numerical vectors. And third, building the vector database. That's the index that allows the ARG agent to perform ultra-fast semantic search. This agent is literally the AI building the infrastructure for reliable information retrieval.
When you lay out that complex engineering, the necessity of the next agent becomes crystal clear. The hallucination guard agent, Q.6.3. Its sole purpose is quality control.
This is the meta governance layer. It's an agent dedicated entirely to safety and truthfulness. Its mission is to ensure evidence-based answers only. It works by reviewing the output of other agents, verifying if every single claim can be directly traced back to the source documents retrieved by the RX system.
And when you have 40 specialized agents running in parallel, you need a manager. That brings us to the multi-agent coordinator, Q.6.4.
Think of this agent as the foreman of the automated ecosystem. It manages complex workflows that require interaction between multiple specialists. So a single user command might require the coordinator to first assign the input to the OCR agent, send the text to the knowledge base agent, wait for the database to update, and then deploy the RAG agent to answer the final query. It manages the whole sequence.
And finally, the ultimate meta agent, the System Prompt Developer Agent, Q.6.5. An agent designed to create other agents.
This signals an accelerating automation loop. Its purpose is to convert raw human instructions into these perfect system prompts that rigidly adhere to the international standard format we detailed at the very beginning. This means the AI is now optimizing its own infrastructure and development process, allowing an organization to rapidly deploy new, perfectly structured, and instantly auditable agents as their needs evolve.
So what this deep dive into 40 specific professional agent blueprints across law, education, business, health, and engineering reveals is, well, feels like a profound transition.
It is.
So what here feels simple, but is also revolutionary? The future of enterprise AI is not a single giant generalized language model. It's a highly coordinated, standardized structure of specialized microagents.
And each one is meticulously optimized for a single professional task. It's using tools and following a strict workflow.
And the power lies entirely in that standardization, the adherence to that 10-point format we talked about.
Yeah.
That structure is what makes these blueprints instantly recognizable, reliable, and deployable across any sector. They are the interchangeable, trustworthy components of the automated economy.
Exactly.
So you are now equipped, learner, with this concrete understanding of what a truly production-grade AI agent looks like. It's defined by its structure, its constraint, its tool-enabled workflow, and its predictable professional output. This directory, Appendix Q, is essentially the operational manual for tomorrow's automated workforce.
And here's the provocative thought to leave you with, building on the mastery these blueprints represent. If we now have specialized agents that can flawlessly draft a high-level legal appeal, run complex business analytics, and even coordinate the entire AI system itself,
What's next?
what complex human-only tasks that currently require immense judgment tasks that we believe are too subjective to automate, what will be the next priority for standardization and inclusion in an expanded agent blueprint directory? What judgment is next on the automation frontier?
Something to ponder until our next deep dive. Thank you for joining us.